mean morning / afternoon for
Mickey,
me.
when
Yes,
were you in Santa Barbara? What year?
I was in Santa Barbara from 65 to 71.
Okay. I got there with my first husband at I guess 79,
Ah,
78, about there. We lived in the what they called married student housing.
in Isla Vista,
Yeah. Well, it wasn't in Isla Vista, it was outside Isla Vista.
towards Goleta or towards Santa Barbara.
Then after he graduated, we lived in Goleta.
Ah, yeah. Kailitas is nice.
Well, this is Goleta.
Oh, Galinda.
Goleta.
Goleta. Goleta.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you want us who's running the show today?
Guess who?
I better get my reading glasses ready.
You betcha. Polish them up.
I am right now.
Are we ready? Let's see where I am. Okay. Welcome, everyone, to the Reflections on the 12 Steps. Just a friendly announcement. This is not an AA meeting. It's one member's view, which blends into all of our common understanding, hopefully, of the exact nature of the wrong as described on page 64 of our precious big book and the solutions contained within. This is not an all share meeting, though shares there will be, but actually a question and answer session with Paul. And Paul, we're going to go back to our friendly passages on faith over on page 53.
Yes.
Towards the bottom part of the page, arrived at this point, we were squarely confronted with the question of faith. We couldn't duck the issue. Some of us had already walked far over the bridge of reason towards the desired shore of faith. The outlines and the promise of the new land had brought luster to tired eyes and fresh courage to flagging spirits. Friendly hands had stretched out in welcome. We were grateful that reason had brought us so far, but somehow we couldn't quite step ashore. Perhaps we had been leaning too heavily on reason that last mile and did not like to lose our support. That was natural, but let us think a little more closely. Without knowing it, had we not been brought to where we stood by a certain kind of faith? For did we not believe in our own reasoning? Did we not have confidence in our ability to think? What was that but a sort of faith? Yes, we had been faithful, abjectly faithful to the God of reason. So, in one way or another, we discovered that faith had been involved all the time. We found, too, that we had been worshipers. What a state of mental goose flesh that used to bring on. Had we not variously worshiped people, sentiment, things, money, and ourselves? And then, with a better motive, had we not worshipfully beheld the sunset, the sea, or a flower? Who of us had not loved something or somebody? How much did these feelings, these loves, these worships have to do with pure reason? Little or nothing, we saw at last. Were not these things the tissue out of which our lives were constructed? Did not these feelings, after all, determine the course of our existence? It was impossible to say we had no capacity for faith or love or worship. In one form or another, we had been living by faith and little else. Do you want to take it from there, or do you want to go on, Paul?
No, let's stop. Let's stop there.
Yeah.
And then we can go on later if you want.
Okie doke.
All right.
Sure.
Well, welcome everyone. And the God of reason is the reliance on the mental processes. Yes. Let's call it maybe the intellect or your understanding and stuff. And without any idea that that could be co-opted or used by some other force, yeah, to really write our demise in a way. So the God of reason, you can talk about the thing of first, we have to quit playing God. It's the same God, the God of reason, or where the problem resides, which is in the mind, the small m mind. Yeah, so full of mental processes. So we have lived a life with great faith in that, and any life run on self-will will hardly be a success. Yes, and to me, that last sentence, in one form or another, we had been living by faith and little else. And then the first paragraph on 54, the last sentence. So in one way or another, we discovered that faith had been involved all the time. So he reasserts it in two paragraphs. He reasserts the point they're really trying to get across. Yeah. So, and it all is rooted back into perhaps there's a better way. Trust and faith, you can sort of exchange them. Yes. So they're saying the way we have found ourselves, and it has brought us to this condition that we're reading this book or thinking about going into a rehab, or someone else is thinking about putting you in a rehab. That condition has been produced by faith and reason, yeah, by having faith in the head. And he says, perhaps the better way is to have faith in the infinite. Yeah, so it says very clearly, perhaps there is a better way. Instead of trusting finite self, we're going to trust the infinite. Now, we can't do that, but we can be brought to be able to do it. Yeah, and that's the program, literally. What is that? The spiritual awakening is waking up to that which is truly reliable, the higher power, and waking up from the lower power. Yeah? And the process of transfer of faith from one to the other is the activity of the program. You know, like when someone had the bright light experience, they had a sudden transfer, but that sudden transfer was very rare. Yeah. And basically, I don't believe it would have, for many of us who have that miracle, it would die on the vine without a way of life to extend the miracle. I just don't think we could swim through the roughness of the surface. Yeah. Yeah. It's just something would drag us down, and it would be that God of reason, literally. So in two paragraphs, they reassert the same thing. So in one way or another, we discovered that faith had been involved all the time. So when someone says they have no faith, that's faith. Yeah. There's faith in the idea they're having no faith. You can't get before the faith because you're a product of it. Yeah. You are not the one who has the faith. You are the representative of what faith there has been. And what has faith been put into is what we're representing, or we are the expression of, literally. So where we find ourselves is an expression of being directed by either faith in self or faith in the infinite, literally. And we just try to tell the truth, the step one and step two, about where we were brought to by faith in the finite self. Yeah. And then hopefully you'll get down to the exact nature of the wrong. Though the head may be yours, how it's being used is not by you. Yeah. The parasite is taken over. It happens a lot in nature where the parasite falls upon the host. Let's say it's an ant. Yeah. And this is a parasite. It's a thing from a mushroom called cordyceps, and it's the spores. And the spores weren't a very reliable way of reproducing, so they found a better way, which is directing the spores to land on things. And this one species of cordyceps targets ants. So the spore sort of targets the ant and lands on it and burrows into it. And then it jacks into the ant's brain, and it's now the new driver. And it drives the ant to where it wants to go as the driver. Yeah. All the while, the ant has no freaking idea. Yeah. And so basically, he's being driven, and we may have a much more sustained and flamboyant hit or miss. But in this case, after the destination is arrived at, the parasite just kills the ant, and then the mushroom grows out of the ant's head. That's why a lot of people are wearing hats here today.
That's really
There's a
psychedelic.
mushroom growing. Something's coming up. And this sounds very flamboyant, and it is. We're attempting to something that seems subtle. You want to paint in it a very hard contrast, yeah, so that there can be a recognition of it, yeah, because there has been a recognition in all of us. When we would say when we're out there, it feels like I'm possessed, or yeah, something is driving me, or I'm being used for transportation. That was correct. That was a clear understanding. Now that got drowned by what we were relying on, because we brought that little knowledge to the head, and the head neutered it, obviously, because it would have exposed the head, so to speak. Yes? So these miracles of recognition, many of us have them many times when we were out there, but they were drowned quickly. Yeah? The baby never got out of the bathtub, so to speak. Yeah. And then one day you hit a bottom, and something's there that extends it. Yeah. And maybe that night you end up in an AA meeting, and you're introduced to a way of life. And that way of life has now been your way of life for 38 years. Yeah. That's how it happens, literally. So, again, I humbly believe the parasite, though somewhat dormant, is still alive in all of us. And it's waiting, it's trying to set us up with the right circumstance and the right situation to lead us to its idea of surrender, which is fuck it, really. It wants to bring us to a fuck it. And then when we agree, oh, fuck it, it starts giving us some suggestions, which we usually don't share with anybody. And we take them as, and then suddenly, if it leads us to that drink, then the genie comes out of the bottle, yeah? And it's got more than 3 wishes for us. And then you live out that fucking trauma, don't you? Again, and then it's seemingly so much worse because you knew better, supposedly. You knew better, and yet it's out, and now what? Yeah, you got to do the basics, go to a meeting, do this. That's the way it goes. Yeah. We don't have any exotic answers. Yeah. It's basically, all right, the genie got out of the bottle. We got to do certain things to get that cork plugged back in. And here you go. And they haven't come up with that many exotic things. It's so basically, don't do it, don't drink right now. Someone will pick you up, get a meeting, yes, hopefully talk to someone there, and here you go. Yeah. Now, it's nice when the real, I feel, expression of the solution is you never start again. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. So if you don't start, all these skillful ways to sort of make it easier when you do, and you have all the numbers, which are essential if you're going to start. But if you don't start, yeah, you may have numbers for rehabs, but they're not for you. They're for other people that you're working with. Yeah. So this is fundamental, I feel. It's so fundamental that they bring us to the idea that we have to get down to the exact nature of the wrong. And they weren't that clear about it. They even say it, that it's still vague, but they figured that people would come after them and clarify it. Yeah. And therefore, humbly, we're attempting to do just that in a sense. Yeah. And I found how the real relief got established with me is when I saw self as foreign to me. That's why I'm sharing it, because my ideas that it wasn't me and all like that didn't work. It was me thinking it wasn't me. But when I saw it wasn't me, I really felt it. That's when I spoke that next day, and I used the parasite for the first time in a share. I remember it very well. And I saw that it got through to the people at the place, yeah? Because they, not having a name for it, they they definitely had the feeling about it, yeah? And it was nice to put a name on it so you could recognize it, and it was parasitical, yeah? A parasitical movement. And then just been using that for 30 years, so stuff like that. It seems like it really describes what you're living under. Sounds like a parasitical takeover. Yes, I feel. And of course, to the parasite, what is the greatest threat? It's your hostness. Yeah. Because the host is not the parasite. And that's the great quality the host has about the parasite. It's not the parasite. When that gets neutered, yeah, this takeover can last the rest of your days. And you will start having great faith in the God of reason, and you will believe they're your thoughts and your interpretations and your views of life when they're not. They've been manufactured, and it's obvious, doesn't it? When you sit with a lot of people that have lived under the same tyranny, it sure sounds like it. They all seem to have similar thoughts, feelings about life, and reactions. Yeah. Tons of resentments that have been pasteurized into a grievance, a basic fucking grievance. And yes, I mean, it's sort of, obvious, isn't it? So why isn't it obvious if it's that obvious? Why is it so difficult for something to click when you're at a meeting and people are sharing and you're sitting there going, wow, how did they get my thoughts? Yeah, how did I get my feelings? Oh, they did the same fucking thing that I did under that circumstance. Yes? Yeah, and then you're sitting there in a manufactured terminal uniqueness. You are. It's a spun cocoon. You don't come with that cocoon. You've been spun. A cocoon has been spun around you. Yeah, it has. Because it's so obvious we share a similar fate. It doesn't land, does it? That's why we're attempting to make something standardized in AA, so that not just maybe you'll hear it more than once at a meeting for the next 4 months. Yeah, maybe you'll hear it in a regular way, and then you're going to recognize that, yes, yeah, I did my inventory, I saw my role, and now I've had a real strong suspicion there's something else's role in my life that I'm noticing. Yes, and a lot of us have. And we want to sort of standardize that so that people don't get left hanging, off the vine with no support when they've recognized that something has defeated them that is foreign to them. Yeah, I'm completely on board with supporting that idea. I'm not going to force feed it to anyone, but when they arrive there, I'd like to be there to greet them and say, yeah, you're not insane. Yeah, something did take us over, and it's in a dormant state. But if you drink, it wakes up. Yeah, it still influences us in the dormant state, but it can't go to town with us. But when you drink, there it goes. Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's very important to have one recognition, and that it's not you. Yeah. And then you will really, truly grow into not regretting the past because you have made all your amends and stuff, and you truly believe you were driven to do that shit. You do. Yeah. And the time of mea culpa is over. You did everything they've asked. You made the amends, and you're living a lot of the living amends. Yes. And yeah, I would like that higher power to cut that umbilical cord to the past and the future. Yeah. Concerning me as the doer of everything that's ever happened through me. Do you actually believe being so unique that you were the doer of the same shit millions of people have done while under the control of alcoholism? I mean, do you think you came up with the newest bottom of all? No, 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 no. Yeah, it's really yeah. So this idea of faith, it's not a faith. Faith is not a faith. We're not talking about uh, religion or anything, though faith can go in that direction. But faith is not the religion. It's faith in a religion. Yeah. It's faith in a savior, but it's not the savior. Yeah. So faith is a force that's going to be a huge influence in our life, and that's going to be based on what's directing that force. And we have humbly realized that our life was directed by self-will, and that's why it's not successful. Yeah. And we've come to the conclusion, perhaps there's a better way. And for the transfer to occur, we need to follow some simple suggestions, because that which is holding our life does not want to give it back. It's not going to just give it back and enter a kumbaya line. No, it's going to resist. It doesn't want to hear it. It's always wanting to say, but I'm the exception or whatever. Yes, it's going to struggle. It is. Yeah, it's going to be like that Fight Club where the guy Ed Norton had some guy fucking with him called Brad Pitt. And the whole movie, this is what he believed. And then he finally sees a video at the end where he's getting beat up. He thought he was getting beat up by Brad Pitt in the parking garage, but he sees a video and it's only him punching himself. So basically, this is what it's like. You've been owning your own beating. It's insane. It's completely insane that and I have great compassion for people today who feel they're in a very bad bind, which is they hate themselves or they're their own worst enemies. I have a lot of compassion for that, but that is just an extreme identification as what you're not, literally. Yeah. It's not if someone says, oh, there's no hate. No, there is hate. Something may be hating you, but be clear it's not you, please. Yeah. We're not trying to minimize the hate or anything like that. We're just trying to put it in under the right ownership, and it's not you. Yes. You're too busy being you. You don't have time to hate you. You're busily being you. And there's a lot of demands during the day on you, maybe. Yeah. You're too fucking busy to take up another side job hating you. I mean, serious. You're going to be exhausted. Hating you, hating you, hating you. It's not you. It isn't. Something's gone awry. It's captured our attention and it won't let it go. And I found how it was let go is when I saw self as foreign to me. It did. That was when a click happened and a release occurred. And then I saw the possibility I can be free from it. And then it showed me why that possibility wasn't available before, because I was trying to be free as self. Yeah. And that statement, self, can't get out of self, had a huge, incredible meaning for me. And it has been the same since. Yeah. Self is never going to get that it can't get out of self. It's going to keep on keeping on, I'm telling you. Yeah. It's going to manage and control because it doesn't know anything else. Yeah. It can't admit the failure. Yeah. When you admit the failure, you're always looking for someone else. Yeah. It was them. It was my upbringing. It was this. It has to be, it's unbearable to the system to sit with its own failure. So it likes to dump it on others and get loaded immediately or whatever, project and reflect and neglect. Yeah. Yeah. This isn't an aspect of you. It's not. It's foreign to you. Yeah. Yeah. You always have to look for like a 1-bedroom apartment. Gotta fucking clothe it, house it, fucking listen to it all day. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, I think this is incredible that they not only went here with the faith, they reinforce it quite a lot. Have you ever seen a book study concentrate on this? I haven't. I'm not a book study master, but I went to a lot of book study meetings over the years. I never remember this being dwelt upon. I didn't. We agnostics didn't really, it was more other stuff. Yes. When I heard it once, after I saw this in the head, and I was at a book study and they were reading through this, obviously no one stopped. Yeah. But I had seen something, yeah, and it was like, what? And that's why I remembered that. And when we started doing these Zooms, we emphasized this page because it was never emphasized. Yeah. And to me, it's really the blueprint of the solution in a sense, a transfer that we can't produce ourselves of faith from finite self to the infinite. Yeah, that's the spiritual awakening. Yeah, instead of, like it says, you're going to be, I don't like the word God, but you're going to be more God conscious than self-conscious. Yeah, it's that simple. And you know what self-consciousness does? It mutates unbelievably. Yes? When it starts growing in that direction, it gets very weird because it's not thriving on light and water. It's thriving on obsession. Yes? Yeah, you can see it in people's eyes who have gone way far. The first 30 seconds, if you look at them a little longer, freaking, yeah, some strange vine is growing in there, going another way. Yes, yeah. They may have money and stuff that it allows it to continue, but it's, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I've seen it. I've seen it turning in the aisles of Whole Foods in the old days. I'd confront with somebody, and wow, it's very scary, very scary what's going on in there. So, yeah, we just keep pounding away at it. Faith. Let's just say it's a force. Yeah. Now that force, let's also say, is neutral. Yeah. For it to have effects either this way or that way, it's what vehicle it's put in. So let's say it's a force, it's neutral. Yeah. And then it's going to be either good or bad, either expansive or shrinking, yes, by the vehicle it's put in. Yeah. It's not the faith. The faith doesn't have those qualities, but it now is a power that expresses those qualities when it goes through what's directing it. And then here's faith, neutral force. Then it goes into the lower power, let's say bondage of self or the God of reason. And then you see what you get. Yeah, a myopic view and everything like that. Same faith directed to the infinite through this program. What does it do? Produces a more panoramic view. Yeah. Did the faith produce the panoramic view, but was its faith alone? No. What the faith was put in first. And this is what we're not seeing clearly. What the faith is put in first. Yeah. Before you, really, there's the faith in self and faith in the infinite. So self and infinite are before you, and you're going to be a representative of one or the other based on where the faith is. Yes? Yes. So it's not you having faith, you're being pushed by faith, or you're the expression of faith, and you're the expression of what faith went through. So if faith was put in the idea of self, we have seen what it does, yes? And we have also seen what faith put into the infinite does. Yeah. So we have been some nasty characters, and now we're some very nice characters. Were we a nasty, nice character? We are actually neither, really. It's possible to be both, but we're really neither. Yeah. You're not good and good alone, and you're not bad and bad alone. Yeah. You're really sort of like a hose, and what moves through you isn't produced by you. You're the conduit for something to move through, and that's faith. Yeah. And where would you like to have the faith in your life be now? That's the decision of the third step, really. Do you want to keep having faith in the God of reason and have the faith get to become an abject faith in it, which would be a spiritless servility, which is a pretty damn good description of people who are addicts and alcoholics? Yes? A spiritless servility. Or, yeah, that faith could be diverted to the infinite, and then that infinite would produce someone can have a viable relation with another person or thing, who has a little bit of empathy, who's willing to be available to others who suffer from the same dilemma that he did or she did. Yes? Yes. The you that you are isn't made by you. It's made by faith. Yeah. And you can look back and see where the faith's in. And it'll pretty well describe why you find yourself where you are. That's what it says here. It says on page 53, 54, it says, so in one way or another, we discovered that faith had been involved all the time. I just said it in a sentence. Isn't that the case? So in one way or another, that means always then, yeah? So in one way or another, we determined that faith had been involved all the time, all the time. Do you say you're involved all the time? Probably not. You're out to lunch quite a lot and everything, maybe. But faith isn't. Faith is involved all the time. Yeah. You don't, as the driven, you don't look at the road, you look at the driver. Check out what's driving you. You need to check out what's driving you. Yeah. And you can easily, Jesus gave us a way of checking it out, which is, you'll know the tree by its fruit. A good tree can only bring forth good fruit. A bad tree can only bring forth bad fruit. Pretty simple description. Any life run on self-will hardly be a success. Yes. And any life run on, let's say, spirit will, whatever. Yeah. Quite different contrast. Yes. It's a life. That's sure. There's a life, but how it's going to look like is the faith where the faith is put in. Yeah. Yeah. So do you still have faith in the you that brought you to where you are today, maybe before you got sober? Do you have faith in that? The faith in that brought you to where you find yourself now. I think it's time to question. Not the faith that the vehicle is put in. Yeah, is it? I mean, seriously. We're all different cars, but there's only two drivers in this worldview of recovery, which is the higher power and self. Yeah. One or the other. And as Jesus supposedly said, you cannot serve two masters at the same time. Yeah. So, and then there's, again, you can go on with all the descriptions and expressions of the 12 steps and the traditions and the concepts and all this stuff. There are experts on every one of those things that probably could do a better job with it than we could. But we're putting out one thing because we didn't hear this one thing. That's all. I'm not sharing an opinion that's had 80 other opinions put on it. We're just sharing a recognition that the exact nature of the wrong is foreign to you. Yeah. And for you to feel like you hate you, you're not seeing that it's foreign to you. You're not. Yeah. If you see it's foreign to you, you may still feel like something hates you, but it will not be you. You will not be held as the doer of all that hate. I'm telling you, you're going to see what's actually going on. Yeah. And it definitely isn't what we think. So, yeah. Anyone else? You want to keep reading or share or whatever?
No, that that really does it.
Yeah.
You, you know, over on page 55,
Yep.
it says we finally saw that faith in some kind of God was a part of our makeup, just as much as the feeling we have for a friend. Sometimes we had to search fearlessly, but he was there. He was as much a fact as we were. We found the great reality deep down within us. In the last analysis, it is only there that he may be found. So it was so with us.
And you know what? This is so powerful that other people through the 12 steps can find it in a way that's more suiting to their point of view. Yes?
Exactly.
They don't, there's ones that they don't see that there's any God, and it will still work.
Well, sure.
But in this case, they're putting out how they saw it, and I would go with this. So, for faith in a power greater than ourselves, here we go. Let me read that too, eh? So actually, we were fooling ourselves, for deep down in every man, woman, and child is the fundamental idea of God. I don't think we are fooling ourselves. I think the parasite is fooling us.
Right.
Yes. I really do not believe that you are fooling yourself. I believe something is fooling you. Yeah.
Well, it goes back to that old phrase, driven by.
Definitely. And stay with that driven by as you read the whole book. It's pretty good.
Sure.
Yeah. So is a fun deep down in every man, woman, and child is the fundamental idea of whatever, spirit, Buddha nature, God. Yeah. It may be obscured by calamity. Yes. And what's creating the calamity? The parasite, the parasite.
You bet.
Yes. So of course it's that it wants that's the point of all the producing of calamity is to obscure this uh, unsuspected inner resource. Yeah. There is a there is a scheme to the parasite's movement in you. It's not just random and strange. It has a purpose. It wants to keep you in a state of not knowing.
Confusion.
Yes, it does. Sometimes you're in
Obscurity.
that state of confusion, completely believing you know everything. It has us that confused. Yes.
Well, and that's the obscurity.
Yes, exactly. So it says it may be obscured by calamity. I would say it's obscured by this idea of self, really, by pomp, by worship of other things. But in some form or other, it is there. Yes. For faith in a power greater than ourselves and miraculous demonstrations of that power in human lives are facts as old as man himself. Yes. We finally saw that faith in some kind of God was part of our makeup. Yes, the God of reason or the God, let's call it, of the spirit. Yes. He describes it right here. We finally saw that faith in some kind of God. Yeah, the two gods are the old employer and the new employer. The old employer, the God of reason, the new employer, the God of intuition, let's say. Yes. Yeah. But basically, for faith in a power greater than ourselves, we finally saw that faith in some kind of God was part of our makeup. Sometimes we have to search fiercely, but he was there, or is here, really. He was as much a fact as we were. Yeah. We found the great reality deep down within us. In the last analysis, it is only there that he may be found. It was not so with us. Yeah. It was so with us.
It was so.
So with us. Yes. Yeah. So remember when it says you got to admit your defeat. Then it says to your innermost self, concede to your innermost self. Much different than the first statement. Yeah. The conceding to the innermost self is this deeper recognition. So out of the fog of the parasitical war, you see in this, and then there's a conceding to the innermost self, which is not affected by the parasite. Yes. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
conceding there, and that's the surrender, really, I feel. Yeah, and that can be duplicated. You can duplicate that surrender, and you can end up in a state of being surrendered. It can bring you there, I'm telling you. Yeah.
Well, and the next paragraph tells us that the end of the paragraph says, with this attitude, you cannot fail. The consciousness of your belief is sure to come to you. Boom.
Yeah, there you go. Yes. If we can only clear the ground a bit, if our testimony helps sweep away prejudice, enables you to think honestly, encourages you to search diligently within yourself, then if you wish, you can join us on the broad highway. With this attitude, you cannot fail. The consciousness of your belief is sure to come to you.
Isn't that what we're doing here?
Oh, yeah, this is also the consciousness of your belief. So your belief in self is going to sure to come to you. You're going to recognize, yeah? And this is the knowledge of self instead of self-knowledge that avails us nothing. You're going to have the consciousness of your belief that you're not this, that this thing is foreign to you, yeah? Is surely going to come to you. You're going to recognize sooner or later that that which has defeated you was not you. Yeah, it's awesome.
There it is.
Yeah. And by offering the possibility readily, it makes it more available. Yes. You don't have to have this come only through a dark night of the soul. You can come to a meeting at 10:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
There we go.
I mean, there may no be you don't have a reservation for the dark night of the soul, but you can just come here every Tuesday, Thursday. Yeah, yeah. You can see the faith being moved. Yeah.
Well, and isn't that the consciousness of your belief? Isn't that the definition of faith?
Well, yes, it's the faith is alive there. That's like faith without works is dead. That faith now is working. Yeah. See, yes,
Sure.
yes, because now the faith has been put into a vehicle that's worthy of faith. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, and therefore, to me, recovery progresses. Like people say the disease progresses, I believe recovery progresses. Yeah.
It does.
It does. And more you see it's happening with no thought effort on your part.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what did they say? Paul with 50 guys can't move a mountain, but faith can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yes, no human power can do what faith can do because it's a greater power than human power. Yeah.
And there's the ABCs.
Yes. And the thing is that faith can be expressed through for us humans, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But the source of that faith isn't a human source. Yeah.
No,
Yeah. Because no human power could do what it has done for us.
exactly.
So it must not be of a human power.
Well, and step one tells us that.
Yes. So that's awesome, eh? So,
It brings it all
just
together.
thought held as yours. Question your thought. Don't question all the different qualities of thoughts. It's just see if you actually own them. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you sure doesn't feel like that, does it? It doesn't. You're just awake, and then suddenly you're awake to a thought. But you're awake, and yeah, I'm awake, and I can see something move outside by the window, and inside I can become aware of thoughts. Why? Because I'm awake. Yeah, the thoughts do not arouse me. I'm awake to the thoughts. Now, what happens when I'm awake to the thoughts? The head says they're mine. Now I'm a sort of asleep.
There's that mushroom.
There you go. There you go. And now I'm walking around thinking thoughts that are about our mind. It's just insane. I mean, Jesus Christ. Well, whatever. Yeah. But I hope everyone here is sober today, that haven't picked up, and that urge has sort of been subdued. If not, get to a meeting, go to a Zoom meeting of AA.
Well, if not, you're still in the right place.
Well, yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying that if you need, the nuts and bolts of it, they're available. Yeah. We're trying to
Exactly.
get down to the underlying causes and conditions because
Mhm.
I know it seems insane, but in the book of recovery, every page there's less and less interest in alcohol, truly. And it's more and more interest in the underlying causes and conditions. Yes? That the alcohol is but a symptom, even though when you're right in that daily war, it's the biggest thing. Yeah.
Well, and it's the amplifier.
As the process continues, the emphasis on that is lessened, and then there's more emphasis on the underlying causes and conditions.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So, yeah. All right. Anyone?
I don't see any hands. Would anybody like to jump in with a share or a comment or a question? Michael. Not Michael Stacy, a different Michael. Come on in, Michael. Can you unmute?
This is Michael Stacy. He doesn't look like an FBI agent anymore. No. All right. Come on in.
Can he unmute? Here. Does that help?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you. Sorry, I wasn't able to unmute. Hi, Paul. I've been about the first step. I've been going to some meetings where it's a daily meeting every morning, and they start by asking, are you willing to admit that you are powerless? Sort of to repeat that first step over and over. And I'm new to 12 step in general, so I just wanted to ask. Once one sort of sees through this parasite, as you call it, do you feel it's necessary, or even, I find myself answering that question by saying, when I'm taken over by the parasite, I'm powerless, when I believe it. But when I see through it, I like to think that I'm not. I wonder how you feel about that.
Well, this is the dilemma of powerlessness. Yeah. It's never, when sometimes we say I'm powerful, it feels like we're owning an attribute. But a new power is going to flow in, and to be very clear that you're not the origin or the owner of the power. Yes? Yet you feel a huge amount of power. So yes. But that access stays open with the admittance of powerlessness concerning your manageability, quality, and the drinking and using. Yes? Yes. And then a lot of things, actually. So the power comes through, but be careful about the owning of it, that you're powerful and stuff. I would just humbly suggest to look at that. And people they set up situations to do what they think works. And so for people that may work, you may not be where it works anymore. So then you move on. Yes? Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, where what works?
Admitting every day at a meeting that they're powerless.
Right.
Yeah. Now, obviously, I don't feel I'm not going to do that every day. I haven't found that meeting, and because I want to do that, I feel like the idea of the source of power and the dilemma of powerlessness has been taken care of, yeah, where I'm sitting. So I don't think much about it at all.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I just don't, a lot of things I don't think about at all.
Mm.
To tell you the truth. Yeah. I think about this thing because the foreign nature of the problem, because I didn't hear much thought about it. Yeah. Through my going through the community. And I was in a very, and I still am in a very excited community, San Francisco. I mean, we had 600 meetings a week and stuff like that. And over my years, I did not feel a clarity around the exact nature of the wrong. So that is what we emphasize here. Yeah. Yeah. So if it helps someone to keep admitting their powers, great. If it's run out its use, great.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just it's not like an order that you give to all the troops. It's where you're at. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I think also when when it's the infinite that's driving rather than the parasite that's driving, it's still not you that's driving, right? So
That's
so in
right.
that yeah, so in that sense, it's still a kind of a powerlessness or a kind of a surrender. Yes.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that gets established, that understanding. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it gives you a clearer recognition of who's attempting to use the power. Yes. Yeah. What's moving it. Yeah. Now, in the beginning, when that transfer is occurring, you make a lot of mistakes with it. But if you just stay sober, even if you didn't, if you just keep coming back, it works itself out where you have a recognition. Yeah. Of what's going on. And if you're meant to know something else, you'll get a download. If you're not, there you go. That's now established. That's how it's seen. So in recovery, there's two phases where you're sincerely taking a position and then you're established in the position. Yes? It looks different when you're sincerely taking a position and then when you're established in a position. Those two situations look different. Yeah. Yeah. There still may be more movement to do something when you're sincerely taking the position, sometimes quite a lot, or sometimes it says go to any length. It could be no length, but you may go to a length. But when you're established in the condition, it's a whole different feeling. Yeah. Yeah. And after a while, you recognize in this growth of the recovery program, you're sincerely like I was sincerely took uh, I was sincerely hoping I would be able to have a viable relationship with another person. Yes, because it was sorely lacking. It was obvious, and so I sincerely took that position, and then I got established in the position, which looks completely different than sincerely taking the position. Yeah, it's just more relaxed and effortless. Yes. So at some point, when your foot is still on one side, you have to do stuff to shake things up. After a while, you're getting shook up by something else. Yeah. Yeah. And it's different. If you feel it's a different feeling. And one is a process of sincerely trying to get established. And then when you're established, it looks completely different. Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of people are in a rocky position, so they sincerely want to get established. So they'll do things like say a prayer, the same prayer every day. Yes. Admit with a group that I'm powerless every day. And these are ways of allowing that sincerity to be used to get to a point where it's established. Yeah. Of what's the power and what's the dilemma of powerlessness, yeah? And then it's a completely different feeling there. You're not really called to arms, yeah? It's disarming. Something is doing for you what you couldn't do for yourself. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so I feel ultimately every day, whatever works. So if, people have a little regiment in the morning and they do this and do that, whatever works. Yeah, whatever. And then I feel the working as it goes along is going to have less and less of you in it. Yeah. And you will be more seen as what's being worked upon. Yeah. You will be less and less the one that's doing everything, and you'll be that which is being worked upon by other forces, let's say a spiritual influence. Yeah. Yeah. And it's it feels different, very different. So like as we go along, they describe it as you're going to be placed in a position of neutrality with no thought or effort on your part. That's a lot. That's not sincerely taking the position. You're in the position there. Yeah. You're in it. And then that's what starts happening. So, and the emphasis is on no thought or effort on your part. Yeah. No thought or effort on your part. That's established. Yeah. 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 That's how I feel. That's how I've seen it going through stuff. I mean, when I came in, obviously, though my head was looking it was basically turned around. I was so fucking going the wrong way on every major topic. I don't even know how I survived that long. So now I do, but I would do the least promoting thing I would always fucking do. Yeah, it just was unbelievable. And then I needed a lot of correction as the action figure, and the AA program gave me a safe enough space and a continuation of support, unbelievable support, to go through these operations that were necessary. Yeah, concerning everything, all the major things in life. There had to be a review and I had to be reconstituted in a lot of ways. And all along, that's why I say just stay on the operating table. Don't get up and don't play doctor. Yeah. And yeah. And now I've been in a long, long phase of not that many. I have what they would call like an elective operation, and I usually say no. It just I'm sort of accepting the action figure, yeah, and I'm just chilling, chilling and trying to be helpful to my brother and sister, yeah, the best I can, yeah, and yeah. Do I have any dog in the hunt? I really don't. Whatever works for you. Yeah, if you have a regimen for the day and it makes you like recognize the naturalness of the present available state, great, fucking great. Write a book and have people try to do the same thing and it will fail for them. Just I just would like to see generally us travel lighter, really. So this isn't like the only way to see AA. It's whatever, however it works. I just felt I wasn't, a huge possibility was held back from me by being identified as that which had defeated me. Yeah, I saw that I was in a loop of trying to get out of self as self. And when I finally saw it, I saw the pointlessness of that. I am not dictating everyone sees the pointlessness of that. Just like, yeah, just check it out. Yeah, see what happens. Yeah, we don't have uniforms. We don't have, it's not a draft. Yeah, but if you feel like something, if you feel these suspicions they talk about in the book are like you were driven, because if you were driven, you are driven now. Yeah. It's not like you were the driver and then you were taken over and now you're the driver again. No, you've always been driven by faith. Yeah. This is what I feel the book says. It's not like, oh, I had a crazy driver and now I'm back in behind the wheel and it's going great. I don't see that. Yeah. So I believe the statement that you were driven wasn't a rare phenomenon. I think you're driven all the time. Yeah. It just matters what's driving you. Literally, it does. What's driving you is more important than you. It's way more important. What's driving you? It is. It's what's going to make up the you, in a sense. Yeah. You're going to be either mentally imbalanced, completely obsessed with how you look and this and that, or there's going to be a relief and you're going to be proportioned differently. Yes. You're not going to do the sculpturing. You're not the Michelangelo here. You're the stone. Yeah, you're not the Michelangelo. So yeah, I feel this works with me. This way of life fits
The
well.
parasite is like somebody taking Michelangelo's credit.
Well, yes, of course. That's what it does. It claims everything. And then it gives you back an interpretation from its point of view. And then you'll die for its right when it's not even you. Yes. A lot of people end up being alone and right. They do. That doesn't look like a great parking space. So I don't mind being alone at all. It's great actually in a lot of ways, but alone and right, it's a little bit suffocating in there. You better get out if that's the case. Yeah, yeah. Because if that's the case, you're not alone. You're with the parasite. So you better get out, really. All right. I think we have another question. All right, Michael. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Alyssa.
Hi,
Hey,
Hi,
I'm Elisa. So
Lisa.
my head again, and I'm really excited. I'm glad that I remember to show up today. What popped to my mind was I thought that when I showed up at AA, they would tell me how to fix this thing, and then there's that inventory, so it'll be like self-help or therapy, and I'll be okay, and then I can drink every day like a normal person. So the book tells us that it's the obsession, I don't have the exact words, the obsession of every abnormal drinker that someday, somehow, he will be able to control and enjoy his drinking. So the first thing Z said to me is, oh, I get this now. And then there's a Bill story in chapter 1 that says, I've got it now. And that's the driver that he's talking about, at least for me, that I get a little bit like, okay, now I know what to do. Then there's another section where Dr. Jung was trying to cause this psychic change for someone, and it talks about self-knowledge availed us nothing. And if one goes to a meeting, listens to everybody, and even says, hey, does self-knowledge ever help you? A lot of people are going to laugh, and you might be insulted. but figure out that no, millions and millions of sober alcoholics all have the same laughy experience. For me, I had to go through the steps to find out the map. So I have a new driver, but I like to kind of know where I'm going because, the parasite kind of keeps the parasite a little bit happier to have some direction. And then darn it, as I follow the direction, the parasite is still not driving the darn car. But, and I don't have this urge to do the other. And one last thing was, some meetings we have a tradition in AA that says the only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. And if one is going to a closed meeting, that question may be a way of checking to see that everyone there has a desire to stop drinking. So possibly reframing the why and a sponsor would be very helpful in explaining those things. And that's, so they told me to stick around for 90 days. Just go to one every day, because I drank all day, every day. So just do that for a bit and see if anything starts to stick. What could it hurt? And then they said to me, "We'll gladly refund your misery." And it's like, oh, who do you think you are? So then I went just to show those people, and they were right.
Yes. Thank you. I think your air supply just shut off. It was sounding different. Did everyone else hear it? It stopped. Yeah, it's a trip. All right, we have Rico Cruz.
Oh, how are you, my brother?
I'm good, my friend.
Thank you for your love and service, Miss Mickey, my heartthrob. I just wanted to comment. Thank you for sharing that, Miss Alyssa. The thing that really triggers me in that statement early on, when they say the only requirement is to have a desire to stop drinking, I think they're talking about to be in that meeting, because that's not the only requirement to be sober. And people get it twisted. Oh, all I have to do is have a desire to stop. I used to always have a desire to stop shooting dope, but I couldn't stay stopped. So the desire didn't really help me. What it was is I had to realize that the desire and doing some work. The only requirement to sit here with you guys this meeting might be a desire to do something, and I can do that. But that doesn't keep me here. And I think it's important for us to point out to our friends and family that that's important. I think the only desire is about the meeting that you're in, to attend this meeting. The only desire you need is to be a member, is a desire to stop drinking. But people who still want to drink, all they hear is, oh, that's all I need? I got a desire, but I can have a desire and stay drunk too. So I think it's important for us to realize that. And I just wanted to tell you I love you, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you, Rico. Yeah. The smallest bit of willingness can open up to a huge effect of faith. Yes. So AA has really made it. They've kept the thing as wide as possible for people to enter, because they really have faith that this works, and it does. Yeah. So I mean, if you read We Agnostics as a chapter, they're really going out of their way to make it, as palpable as possible, just to get people into the possibility, because they had faith that it will work. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a real I've met a number of people over the years that I see them inconsistently, but a long span of time. And they're usually in a program, or they're just left the program, and they have a lot of knowledge, but it's not availing them much. And it's become part of the problem, literally. And I don't know what can happen, really. This isn't like, when you go see a European movie, a lot of times the endings are different than American movies. This is not like an ending. A lot of people don't have an American movie ending. It's not like the hero shows up and stuff. I mean, people fall off the table and they get lost. Yeah, and this, we make a joke about it, but if the parasite had a convention, they'd be all yupping it up and getting free trips to Hawaii for their family, the parasitical family, because they have so many people hooked in the addiction. Yeah, every year they're all getting bonuses, the parasites. Yeah, it's just because it's in the head itself. Yeah, yeah, the head itself. It's burrowed in there. And for us, what we felt the most intimate with is foreign to us. Isn't that insane? When we couldn't sleep, we listened to it. Yeah. And all of its takes on this and that. There's been a cherishing, or like it says, a worshiping. He talked about the worshiping of things. Like it or not, there's been a worshiping with this thing that has been talking to us. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, there's a couple people just came to mind. I met this one guy. He's made a big impact on me because I met him and he was born the day I got sober. So I met him when he was 21 years old. He's still going in and out, and I'm 37. So 16 years. Just and a lot of people went down with the ship, like his mother and stuff like that. It's been and without the stuff, he's a beautiful character. Yeah, but it can't be sustained. Yeah. And he's been in so much of the program that every time he says anything about the program, it's very tinny, just like it's been turned into part of the problem. It's just, and I have no idea, no human power can relieve this. Yeah. And I remember this one, I go back east to speak at this rehab. I have a lot of fondness because we've been doing it like 17 years. And one time I went there and they have a funky house and they got an old East Coast house as the office, and there's a staircase that I could die on every time with the bad legs. And I would go up into this office. They've made it different now. And this one time, and I love the people, Nicoletta and stuff. She's been there for a long time. And I go in there, and there's this couple. I would say older, but I'm at that age now. And they looked older than I think I am. A nice little defense against the truth of whatever. So sat down, and they were trying to get their like godson or something back in the program. He had been in and left and got into an accident drunk, broke his back. Yeah. And these two people, they had been in the program 38 years and something. They knew their love for their kid, this godson, wasn't going to do it. They had that sober assessment. Yeah. And it was wild to see how they held it. They were going to do what they could do, but they knew they weren't the defining factor. Yeah. Yeah. So it was and I just gotten out of the plane and it was just amazing. Had me crying because of the love they both had and the understanding that that ain't gonna do it. Yeah. Yeah. So it's incredible. So if you're sober today, let's all have a collective gratitude because you're not chosen, you're given. It's beautiful. But you're not chosen. Yeah. You've just been given something. Yeah. Run with it if you can. Yeah. Yeah. And then you'll be put to use. And I'll tell you, being used by self and being used by spirit are quite different. Yes. Quite different. Though the fact is, you're going to be used as an action figure. You're here to be moved around the game board. Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah. And it's really the most important aspect is what the hell is using you. Yeah. And AA makes it very black and white. Yeah. It doesn't give you 50 shades of choice. It says either self or the higher power. Yeah. And self resides in the mental state. Yes. And the higher power resides everywhere, to me. Yeah. It's always available at all times, right where you are, with no requirement necessary. How your life is going to look like is what's driving it. Yeah. What's moving it. So, yeah. Really, I'm so happy to be sober today, because it could be a hell if I wasn't. Yes. And you know what? The head will adapt to hell. It will. I remember going to those sink, piss in the sink hotel, furnished by the state, after I had overdosed and came out of the hospital. They gave you 3 days and a little bit of money, and they knew and you were in the Tenderloin in San Francisco, terrible area. And you were just like a fish in a bucket. The parasite had you completely. Yeah. Oh, it was unbelievable. Unfucking believable. So if there's a little bit of joy in your life, fucking great. What be grateful for? Gratitude. And remember, it's all there to share, So, hey, all right. We'll be here today at 4:30 Pacific time. And just, I have so much respect for everyone here. And we talked about the us, but this is the us also. We are a collective condition that a higher power is using us to express itself through. Yeah, it's incredible. Really incredible to be a part of it. So be a part of these Zooms is I'm very, very moved. Thank you so much. Yeah. So
Thank you, Paul.
yeah. And let's say goodbye. And yeah, we got Stephen R. Yes, neither me nor you, but us. Yes. Mickey, our eternal greeter. Yeah. Now, going to heaven or hell, you're going to have a great greeter. It's Mickey. Marilyn, nice to see you down in Tallahassee. Rick Rowe, Rico, John K, John B in the UK, Stephen Mack, and having never left, Chris, Paula, Miak, Alex, Sean, NorCal, Joseph C in France, Alyssa in Pennsylvania. I used to go there a lot. Doylestown, Vlad, my main man, Kathy, Cleveland, Spiritless Civility, Michael. If your hair keeps growing horizontal, you're gonna fill the whole square. It's gonna be wild. That's cool. Christy, McKay, nice to see you. Chris Tricia. He drops in here and there. Miss Volkman, she's next to the furnace of God. Smell. It's awesome. I love that color. Oliver in Berlin. Nice to see you, Oliver. Hope it's nice down there. Karen R. Nice to see you. Cormac in Ireland. Yep. I think that's it for everyone. Hey, listen. Thank you. Oh, no, actually, I have another page. Hold on, let me go. I think I got it. Alex, Paula, Miak. No, I guess I have it. Hey, thank you. We'll be here. Oh, here they come. We'll be here later. And then the 2 recoveries are Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10:30 p.m. Pacific, or a.m., I mean, Pacific. All right. See you guys. Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Paul.
Paul.
Thanks, Paul. See you
Paul.
guys.
Paul.
Thanks, Mickey. See you later, Michael.
Yeah, thanks, Mickey.
Oh, you're so very welcome. Thanks, all of us. All of us.
There's only one.
You,
Like,
hey.
Can I just
Thank you,
check
Mickey.
something with is that Rick Rowe from Toronto?
I think it is.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Hi,
Rick, I don't know, but Rico suggested that you might be able to help with the technical thing, and I'm not sure if that message has come through to you about
Yeah, I
trying
was
to get
waiting
a link
for
onto
Martin. Martin was supposed to call me and I hadn't heard from him. So
yeah, Martin was supposed to call you. Okay, maybe I'll check with Kathleen this week, but there's there's a link that needs to go on the archive page, and I don't know if Martin's been available to
I know he said he was on holidays. He was going to call me when
Mm.
he's back, but
Yeah.
I haven't heard from
Okay.
him. But I am available if and when, so he can show me whatever
Uh-huh.
the website
Oh,
that
that'd
is,
be
because I'm
awesome.
not
Thank
sure
you.
even.
Yeah,
I just
whatever. As
don't.
long as it's kind of flowing through, that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you. I
yeah.
just thought I'd check in and say thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Thank you for that,
Who's
Rico, as
Rico?
well.
Thank you for making that clear, Miak. We appreciate you. We want to get
Yeah.
it right. We
Beautiful.
want to be like
Right.
Mickey when we grow up.
That was
It's
gorgeous.
communication, honeys. It's communication.
Who's Rico?
I don't know. We're trying to
Where
shrink
is
him and
he?
grow God. Get rid of him. He's an action figure. Get rid of him.
All of this
avatar. Get rid
is
of him.
action figure.
Yeah, Miak, I appreciate you reaching out. But yes, if and when, and if I'm able to do it, like if my technical skills
Yeah.
are to do it, not a problem.
Yeah.
I listen anytime.
And then it's probably it's interesting that Paul said the fuck it thing today.
Yeah.
And I'd completely surrendered to fuck it. You know, like, I fucked up
That's a good
already.
place to be.
Something just completely vanished. And
Yeah,
I'm like, oh,
that's
maybe
yeah,
Rick
don't
Rose,
wear it.
yeah, maybe just say something.
That's what
Yeah.
I do.
That control is just an
Oh.
illusion, Mia.
Listen, that's my driver.
It's a condition for sure.
Miak, you just sit back in the back seat. Don't worry. Let it happen.
I'm like, yeah. Culturally challenged.
But yeah, we'll get
Yeah.
it figured out. I mean, one way or another, if it, like I said, if indeed I'm capable of, I don't know what the website is. I don't know how they've done it. I don't know what programs they're using. If they're
Me neither. I'm not one.
So
that
once
takes
I know
this.
all that and that information's been given to me,
Mm.
I'll make it happen.
Thank
Or
you.
not.
That backseat. I'm done. Thank you. Cheers.
This is how we achieve the solution.
Mickey.
Well, thank you for stepping
You've
up,
seen it
Miak.
all, yeah. Been there, done that, babe. Wow.
Miak's driving from the back of the car, but she's still driving. I like
That's
that.
it.
The solution is always
One
available.
foot on the brake.
Absolutely.
Mine's full gas.
It's Folkman
Yeah, Miss Faulkman.
standing there by the light of God. I like that.
Well, I got laundry to do, so love you all.
Hey, let
Thank
me
you.
get mine
Thanks
too. You
for
can do
everything.
mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can bring over a couple loads.
I hate laundry.
I see
Especially
you
my
tonight,
own.
Rick.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I see you tonight. Miak, nice to see you.
You
Volkman,
too.
good to see you.
All of you.
And
Mickey.
Mickey, as always. See this? This belongs to you.
I
belongs
love
to you.
you. I love you all.
Have a good one.
Oh.
Always.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Mickey, and thank you for the card. I haven't answered
honey,
you.
you're so very welcome, honeys.
They're always beautiful. I mean, it's just the music, the picture, everything is beautiful.
It's fun.
So do you have
it makes me happy to be able to send.
Yeah, it is nice. It's always nice if you do something for someone else.
Sure.
You're expert in it. I'm still also, well, trying to find my way in this. No further comment. I'm okay. You know, it's like Miak said, I'm a little bit like, yeah, fuck it, whatever, you know, when stuff comes up now. But yeah, it's still challenging. I can't say it's just, oh yeah, it's all an illusion. It still has its challenges, yeah. It has.
That's that but that Paul was talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But,
I know.
but,
It's still that. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm still screwed up. But
Yeah. But I see it more in the distance now, you know, the dialogue. I see it's really only intention. It's to pull you down, to pull you down, to pull you down.
sure.
There is nothing really positive actually in it, or is there? There is nothing really positive in it.
It's a
I mean,
taker, honey. The whole key is direction, and that's what faith is that direction. And whether we're takers or whether we're givers is a big difference.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. But it's really like when I look at it and, you know, and I see still the blah, 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 blah. It's like I see it, you know, and I know it's not me. The whole blah, blah, blah. Like blah, blah, blah. But okay.
And
so I see that
tiny little butt is what the attachment is. That's where that mushroom continues to live, honey.
No, I mean it's okay, you know. I don't know where this is going still. It's a bit chaotic in a sense, nothing, you know, major, the usual stuff. I was also home, I think that triggers. But I was also seeing it more like a movie the first time, maybe. I wasn't really what I see emotionally reacting much anymore, almost nothing, yeah. And then I feel a little bit like that's something wrong because I'm used to, you know, emotionally have some reaction, especially when you're with your closed ones. And my mother, she is, I've seen very much this fear body, what I could more and more see in myself. Fear of the future and blah, blah, blah. And it's all about the material and that you're comfortable, you know, that you have money, whatever, and still what you're doing. It comes really all the time into projection into the future. My mother, I mean, when you have sitting her across you, then it's a little bit like, because she also doesn't really understand where I'm coming from, yeah. Some time ago I tried sometimes, there is not much opening really. And then also this resentment side, because me over the years here digging up the past, you know, this of course not really necessary, but it happens here. And going back to the family of my father, his mother was horrible, you know, and